Hello guys, talking about the box office, and it seems looks like another very, very bad week for the box office and for Hollywood as a whole. Again, Hollywood hasn't seemed to have learned their lesson. Mickey 17 looks to be another huge failure for Hollywood and the box office as a whole. And Mickey 17, yes, Mickey 13 is unsurprisingly a flop. So this movie is actually performing lower than the so-called expectations they put out for the movie. Yeah, the movie was supposed to open to 20 million. And so it is opening above expectations globally though, but still not doing too good at the box office. And the only market the movie seems to be really doing well in is in South Korea as well. But other than that, this movie is doing very poorly at the box office. No one really cares about this movie, and we have the budget already here. It's 118 million. This movie is a huge, huge failure already. Yeah, this movie is likely to be one of the biggest box office flops of the year. Kind of like how Fall Guy was as well. But it seems that this movies in general, no one really cares all too much about. Hollywood continues to struggle. Why can't they recapture the same success they had with movies like Ghostbusters, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park 30 to 40 years ago? When if this movie was released in like the 80s, 70s, or 90s, this movie was done way better because people had confidence and faith in Hollywood and producing good products. Most of the most popular movies of all time, most of the classic movies, most classic movie franchises started out as a non-franchise. Okay, people don't know this because most people who are watching this video are, these videos, they're just familiar with the franchise either, you know, of the movies down on our franchise. People are like, oh yeah, I grew up, we lived all life with these movies. Okay, but we'll never get to experience, the creation of all these huge movie series, and it is basically history. Experiencing all these huge movie franchises being created by Hollywood and making a huge chunk of money domestically and internationally. Okay, I know the international box office is not of big of a thing, but even like with Marvel movies, Marvel movies used to be huge. They used to be massive. They used to be massive at the box office. These movies used to be making movies used to make hundreds of millions of dollars domestically, even if they weren't a part of a franchise, even if they weren't a part of an ongoing series. Movies used to make so much money, and I think we're gonna be we have 3 minutes for this rant here, but yeah, Mickey 13 is a huge box office failure as well. So another big flop for Hollywood. Then we have Brave New World, which continues to not do too well. The movie is now in the single digits performance. There's a huge possibility this movie might not even hit $400 million globally, which will be a huge embarrassment for Disney and Hollywood as a whole. And internationally, this movie is also drying up as well as most of the movies box office comes from its weekend. Its first weekend. Most of its movies box office is starting to slow down massively at the box office, and this movie isn't really doing too well at the box office. It isn't really doing too well as well here. Yeah, you can look up how well it did at the box office. I'm looking at the box office right now. How much it is did at international box office as well here. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people are talking about Mickey 13, but we're going to look up. I think Variety has the international numbers for Brave New World. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Mickey 13. Okay. Looking for the international numbers for. I think Film Zone might have it. Okay, so domestically, do they have internationally? Yeah. The thing is gonna have the old gap in the domestically. First of all, that's not true because that's just for inflation. The old cap wins at the end. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Wicked's actually not opening in Japan. Wicked actually opened in Japan. Nisa 2 has passed Infinity War. Yep. They do not have international numbers. They have the total, but if you adjust it for inflation, the original Captain America still beats Brave New World. That's actually pretty embarrassing for Hollywood as a whole because I think this will have the international. Or was this one of us about Mickey 13? Okay, 9.2 million. So the international numbers are also now in the single digits. Yeah, the movie's not passing $250,000 domestically, and also adjusted for inflation on the original Captain America, surpassed it. So box office adjusted for inflation. Yeah. Do we have one for Captain America? I don't know if this is just domestic or is this in? I think this is domestic. Okay. Actually, let's go to the. Actually, get to see the numbers itself. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. And record adjusted for inflation. Which if the box office video is honest, they would be doing this. No, it still beats Brave New World by a wide margin too, internationally. Domestically too. Domestically, the first Avenger made 251 million. Adjusted for inflation. Brave New World ended up making 330 million. So let's get back to the weekend shot as well here. Last Breath really isn't doing too well. Yeah, remember this was supposed to be a very great opening for, this horror movie. Actually, but this movie is still doing too well. I heard this movie had a very small budget, but other than that, this movie is not doing too well domestically. And there's no international box office to speak of. Next is The Monkey, which this movie is still actually making money. This movie has broken even as well. This actually did very well for an indie movie because Neon's movies don't really do too well at the box office. So for a Neon release, this is actually a pretty good performance. Neon's movies don't really do too well. Okay. Yeah. Then we have Paddington in Peru. With this movie, I think that's finally broken even. Hooray for Paddington in Peru, you finally broken even. You finally broken even. Congratulations for Paddington in Peru. Then we have Dogman, which still actually is doing quite okay. Dogman is actually still doing quite okay, but this movie isn't really doing too well domestically and internationally. You know, again, this is a DreamWorks movie. It isn't doing too well at the box office. This movie opened to 48.6 million, but it didn't really have too good of legs. Okay, it actually has recovered from its very bad second weekend, but it's still not really doing too well. The average movie it has now finally tied of the lowest average here. But the reason why this movie is doing not that too well is because of the Super Bowl. This movie launched a week before the Super Bowl. Yeah, people really care about the balls and that's that much. Yep. Next is Anora. Yeah, this movie came back in the box office for some reason. Again, there's really not much to talk about this movie, as this movie had a small budget apparently of only 6 million. But that's not a huge improvement. Again, the movie didn't really make that much money to begin with, so they kept it in theaters for this long, which is surprising. Next is Mufasa. Yeah, for some reason this is still on the list. We're still talking about fucking Mufasa and March. We're still talking about Mufasa. That just shows how bad the box office has gotten. We're still talking about fucking Mufasa. And that's why this movie's not on Disney Plus already, considering the fact that, it's a Disney movie. But they have Rule Breakers and The Lost Lands. These are two new movies. Not really doing too well at the box office. As well, Rule Breakers and Angel Studios' new movie, I think, is also. Well, that's Rule Breakers, it's Angel Studios' new movie. Oh, Rule Breakers is. And then we have In Los Angeles by Vertical Entertainment. Their movies usually don't do too well. As well here. And this movie didn't do too well either. Again, I think most these two movies because no one has either heard of either of these movies, and they launched both of these movies in super limited releases as well here. So, yeah, that's about the box office. Another very bad week for Hollywood. Again, brings a smile to my face because Hollywood, they suck, basically. And yeah, goodbye.